this video, we will be discussing about active and passive voice, and then we are going to understand how to convert a passive voice into active voice with continuous tenses. Now basically, active voice is the sentence which is in direct form. Not in direct, but we can say which is in simple form. A simple form of sentence is considered to be in active voice, but when the meaning of the sentence is the same, but the formation of the sentence changes and it is molded so that the sentence is categorized as a third person, in that case the sentence is considered to be in a passive form or in passive voice. Now, in order to convert a passive voice into active voice, first we need to figure out if the given sentence is in passive form with continuous tense. So first we are going to study about present continuous tense. Now the rule to identify if my sentence is in passive form with present continuous tense. So first we will be talking about present continuous tense. So passive voice, the rule for present continuous tense is, we know that my subject is the beginning of the sentence, so I will say subject plus, if I am talking about present, then I will always use a helping word as is, am or are. Subject plus is, am, are plus being. Being I am using for the continuous tense which is in passive voice. So subject plus is, am, are plus being plus verb in third form, because for passive voice my verb will always be in third form, plus by and followed by my object. So subject plus is, am, are plus being, my verb in third form, by and my object. So example can be, novel is being read by my brother. So I say novel is being read by my brother. Here novel is my subject. Because novel is singular, therefore I am using is. Being read is a verb in third form of read. So this is my verb. By I am using because by determines that my sentence is in passive form, and my brother is my object. Now I am sure that my sentence is in passive form and it is in a present continuous tense because the rule completely applies on this. Now I want to convert my passive voice into active voice with present continuous tense. So rule for active voice, the active voice rule can be subject plus is, am or are. Why? Because I am making use of present continuous tense and this represents my present tense. For continuous, it is verb in first form plus ing. Verb in first form plus ing and my object. Right? Subject plus is, am, are plus verb in first form plus ing because this represents my continuous form and followed by my object. So here one important rule is that whenever I am converting from one voice to another, the subject and object interchange each other. So if I'm taking my brother as a subject in passive voice, while converting to active voice, my brother will act as a subject. So my sentence will now begin with my brother. So I will say my brother, because I'm just talking about a single brother. It is in a singular form. For singular form, I make use of is. Read was a third form of verb. The first form is read. Read plus ing, reading, and novel. My brother is reading novel, right? Novel is being read by my brother. This is my passive form. And my brother is reading novel. This is my active form. The second sentence is plants are being watered by the gardener. Plants are being watered by the gardener. Here plants is my subject. Because my subject is in plural form, therefore I am making use of the plural helping verb are. Being. Water is the first form and the third form will be watered. By I am using for passive form, and the gardener over here is my object. While converting into my active form, the object will now act as a subject. So I will say the gardener. Now here I was talking about plants. Plants is plural, but gardener is singular. So for gardener I use the helping verb is. Is watering plants. The gardener is watering plants. My sentence is in active form with present continuous. Plants are being watered by the gardener. My passive form, present form with continuous. Now let us consider converting a passive voice with past continuous tense to active voice with past continuous tense. So the rule to identify if my sentence is in passive form with past continuous tense. So earlier we have discussed about present continuous tense. Now we will be talking about past. So past continuous tense. So for passive voice, my rule will be, as I know that my sentence will always begin with a subject, so I will say subject plus. Now for present tense we make use of is, am, are, and for past I will be making use of was or were plus being plus my verb in third form, because I have always said that for passive voice the verb will always be in third form, plus by and my object. Clear? Subject plus was or were plus being, my verb in third form, by, and my object. Now an example of such can be the children were being taught by the teacher. The children were being taught by the teacher. The children over here is my subject. Were I am using because children is the plural form of child. Being, the third form of teach is taught. By the teacher over here is my object. Clear? Now as I said that three subject and object interchange each other while we are converting from one voice to another. So when I am converting to passive, the teacher is the object, but for active, teacher will be my subject. So I will say the teacher. Now first let us consider the rule for conversion of passive to active with past continuous. So now I will be talking about active voice. And for active voice, the rule is subject plus was or were plus for continuous it is always the verb in first form plus ing. So verb in first form plus ing plus my object. So subject plus was or were plus my verb in first form plus ing plus my object. Now my subject will become the teacher. So I will say the teacher. Teacher is singular. For singular out of was or were I will be using was. The teacher was teaching. And here the subject was children. In active, the children will be my object. So teaching the children. The children were being taught by the teacher converts to the teacher was teaching the children. Another example can be the sink was being repaired by plumber. The sink was being repaired by plumber. The sink over here is my subject because only one sink was being repaired, therefore was. Being the third form of repair is repaired and plumber is my object. So I know that this sentence is in passive form. I want to convert from passive to active without changing the tense. My object will now become the subject. So I will say the plumber. Now since the plumber is singular, I will use was. Was I am using for the past tense. And I want to make the tense as continuous. So repairing. And now my object will become sink. Was repairing the sink. So now the sink was being repaired by the plumber is my passive voice. I have converted that passive voice into active voice. And I have converted to active voice without changing the tense and without changing the meaning of my sentence. Only the formation of the sentence has changed. Neither the tense has changed nor the meaning of the sentence has changed. So in this video we have discussed about active and passive voice, and then we've understood how to convert a passive voice with continuous tense, be it present or past, into an active voice with continuous tense, which means that tense does not change, meaning of the sentence does not change, but the formation of the sentence changes because active is a simple form of sentence and passive is a bit molded form, and it is always represented by a third person.